Okay, we're with Dr. Betsy again, who's just completed the certification event for Network Empire. And she's a longtime friend and student of the Network Empire and ThemeZoom team. Very skilled at website style architecture, which is an advanced SEO technique that helps you rank higher for thousands of keywords using up to 90% fewer inbound links than your competition. It's an evergreen principle that works with the data hierarchy infrastructure of databases itself. It's not a strategy. It's not a technique. People use it as such. It's an evergreen principle that is the mainframe design behind the internet. You want to learn more about that, you can research our stuff. But she's really been a dedicated student, had 800 hours of research into this. And now we're talking about the other phase. We're actually going to move into phase 3 of the perpetual lead magnet machine, which is a step-by-step business integration system for online market empire building. And we call it cybernetics because cybernetics is the idea of the human world overlapping with a machine world. And your empire is the middle part of that overlap, right. Which is a money machine, essentially. And it's okay to have those ambitions because we show you how to do it. In phase 3, we're going to talk about website silo architecture. And we moved, the keyword extraction side of the ISD was our last video. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about, we mentioned in the last video that you have an amazing knack for building silo architecture. We looked at your map in Domain Web Studio that you imported. And we noticed, Matt DeCruz, who's an expert in silo architecture, noticed that you really have your market cornered in what you do. You haven't added your content yet, which we'll talk about in the next video. Okay. You haven't added your videos and the rest because that's the ADNA, the article, and the video edition. Right. But you have this amazing structure. Now, talk to me a little bit about what you may have learned. You kind of had that stuff down. What I did notice is that you learned more about Domain Web Studio and website style architecture. Mm-hmm. Do you like the way that we integrate these new numbers into Domain Web Studio? It took you a moment to get it. Like, do you have any tips for us? What is your experience of Domain Web Studio with the new
the new version?
Yeah.
The new version coming out, yeah. 3.6? Okay, well, you've added the consideration of PageRank.
Mm-hmm. You like that?
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't even... I had to ask you, for an application utility that I could even find PageRank, but I always knew PageRank had some kind of an indicator value to it, Mm-hmm. But now you've got it in your app, so I can see more factually what I need to do to get each of my pages on my website to rise organically based on the environment they're in. Each word. If each word is pretty much being used in an environment where there's just PageRank 1 and 2 sites that have that same word emphasized and they're only PageRank 1 and 2, it's not going to be that hard. But if I see that those sites around me have some 4, 5, 6, 7s, gives me a better way to look at my strategy and how much I want to invest my time and how important it is and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's great. I love seeing that.
You like the new features, and you've been migrating your work with us for many years, and you can see how we've evolved. Mm-hmm. The new website style architecture and the business projections with the keywords, everything makes sense to you after the certification event?
Mm-hmm. Really.
Yeah. And do you think this is something that you could have got on your own? If we add some of the teaching tools that we gave you in this event, our other students should effectively grab this.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, yeah.
Excellent. Any particular features in the software that stands out for you that you're really glad to see after all these years of following us? That's a PageRank was the main one.
Well, I just like seeing that little addition there. It has gotten simpler. Then you move to, after you get your basic silos done, meaning, your navigation and the pages that connect to your navigation on your main page, and you really know what those are, you move to a whole nother tab that's very well organized about how you do promotion of those pages. Yep. Extraordinarily organized, real well. Took me a while to see what you were saying, but yeah, anybody could learn that. I'll tell you the honest truth that the reason I was able to ever learn this, which I shouldn't have been able to learn, like I said, this would be the lowest thing I could learn in life, is it's hard for me to learn this. Okay. But the thing that I did continually is anytime I couldn't understand something on your pages, I'd look around and go, well, which words here have I never seen before? And I'd go look the definitions up of those words, and sure enough, I could go back then and read what you were describing or listen to your tape again and go, oh, he's talking about this. Just like now I mentioned PageRank. Well, for people who don't even know what PageRank is, they can't even understand what we're talking about much here. But if you stop for a moment, you go look in the wiki or whatever, what's PageRank? Now you come back and you go, oh, PageRank, and so I must have done that, you know, again 1,000 times, found the little words and what you guys were talking about. Some of the words you made up, so no one knows what they mean. Yep. Some of them are just industry words, so most of us don't know what they mean. And you look those words up, you get real comfortable with the words, you come back and you start talking to these guys.
That's right, because when you create new data columns and new data algorithms, you literally have to make up a term to describe them.
Sure.
And so that's really huge feedback for us that the wiki is helpful. That means we do have an advanced application. It's pretty much enterprise at this point. So you've helped me a lot. You've helped me a lot this week by realizing that I have to provide information, and because we do have an advanced tool, anybody can use it, but it is really something. There's some dedication required to.
Totally. But if anybody ever gets discouraged, because it is a technical subject, if you ever get discouraged as you're starting to study, you get excited about what they're talking about, and then you try to study and you can't. It's the single most important thing I did. I say, wait a second. Which words here don't even I know what they're talking about. I would stop and look those words up and then come back to the conversation, and always it would pull me through.
Excellent.
It was the one thing.
And that is, so Phase 3, website silo architecture, which is what we're talking about now, is probably the most advanced it's the conversion point of the human world to the machine world. And it's worth taking the time. It's the one thing that most people don't do. Matt DeCruz, the developer of the Domain Studio system, is often saying, this is the one thing that business owners don't do, is create adequate projections, SEO value, determination of what the cost and the value of your keyword and your overall silos are, determining how much it's going to cost you to promote. These are all business projections that Domain Web Studio provides, and Phase 3 is the integration point of all that. We've gone from ISDNA to keyword extraction to importing those keywords into the website silo architecture and getting ready for a launch. And now we'll talk about the articles phase, because you're actually kind of in that phase where we're going to go into the next video, talk about the ADNA and the VDNA.